Looking out my window, sun shining bright.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Reese as always. Last night, of course, we had game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston taking on Miami, and it was a dogfight all the way through. Both sides really competitive from the jump, especially down low, attacking in the paint for Boston, so to speak. In that first half, they were really getting that penetration into the paint and putting points up on the board, really picking apart that Miami Heat defense. On the other end, Miami really picking them apart from the three-point line, which is kind of funny because these teams, Boston is more of a three-point shooting team, while Miami is more of the penetration into the paint and try to score that way. But the first half is a little flip. Take it on to the second half, Miami is really, making it a point to try to, be more aggressive down low. Jimmy Butler is getting it going. Bam Adebayo, I was really impressed with his aggression from the jump. Dude had hella energy, really getting downhill and putting pressure on the rim. In that first half, a little quiet first half, but once Jimmy Butler got it going, Bam Adebayo picked up his energy again as well for Jimmy. In that first quarter, dude came out here and scored 12 points. He was 5 of 8 shooting. It was looking like it was going to be, another decent game for Jimmy. But then in that second quarter, Boston really locked down, clamped down on Jimmy, made it hard for him to get it going. He scored his first basket in that second quarter with just under 2 minutes to go till half. But coming out at halftime, he was, really controlling, being a maestro of that Miami offense, especially in that fourth quarter. Dude he was insane, bro, offensively and defensively, looking like a DB out there, bro, snagging passes, one hand in the passing lane. Like, bro, it was crazy. Jimmy Butler was on another level defensively in that fourth quarter. I'll be remiss if I didn't mention the game Kyle Lowry had, especially in that second quarter. Dude came out there and scored 13 in the second quarter, bro. He had a couple splashes as well. He looked 5 years younger in this game. Dude was absolutely in his bag. Kevin Love was instrumental in the glass for Miami in this game, although he didn't, dominate. Big time rebounds, outlet passes per usual, the Kevin Love thing, hitting timely three-point shots. Not to mention Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent. You had Max Strus as well, and Kyle Lowry, all combining for 60 points, 15 apiece for all four of those players. 60 points of the Miami Heat, 123, So quite literally half of their offense came from those four players, and then Jimmy Butler with the 35, and then Bam Adebayo had at least like 18, 20 points, I think. But really good play for the Miami Heat, offense and defensively. Coach Spoelstra, got to tip your hat off to him. Really knows how to make those adjustments throughout the game, especially on Jason Tatum per se, who's coming off of a hot 51 piece in Game 7. In the first half, dude had 16 points, but then once Miami got it going in that second half, coming out, in the third quarter, dude only scored 8 points when Miami got it going. And then late in the game, him and Brown scored just 10 to 12 points combined. That's not going to win you games when your best players can't be effective down the stretch when the other team is getting a run. You need that guy that can shut up the run, close it off. That was Malcolm Brogdon was really taking over in that fourth quarter for them. In that first half, Marcus Smart, bro, I am absolutely impressed with the way that dude can move the ball, bro. A true play, like I'm giving him that label now. Dude is a playmaker, bro. Bro, he had one assist from, like, it was a lob too. Dude threw a hook shot, like essentially a hook shot from 3 to Robert Williams for a lob, bro. That shit was so clean, bro. And then the first one that he hit on the baseline where he kind of like looked it and bounced past, bro. Marcus Smart, bro, I am absolutely, like I said in the last video, I love guards that can make the right passes, bro. Marcus Smart is really impressing me with how he's grown in that regard. People were questioning, could he really be a point guard of a championship caliber team? And he's showing that he can. Dude had 10 or 11 assists in the first half with just one shot attempt. I don't think he turned the ball over either. Like, that is true point guard play. Now, he only finished the game with 11 assists. He got injured somewhere down late in that third quarter and had to be pulled a little bit. And I think with his playmaking not being as effective as it was in that first half, where Boston was up at like 12 at one point, 10 or 12 at one point, because they were just able to pick apart the Miami Heat defense. Like I said, penetration in the paint. They had 40 points in the paint, I believe, in that first half. Miami didn't even come close to that. They doubled their scoring in that first half, points in the paint. Like I said, it's usually reversed where Miami is the attacker in the paint, getting that penetration, and Boston shooting the threes, but it was vice versa in this one. Thankfully for Miami, guys like Strus, Vincent, and Kyle Lowry were able to hit the threes. Caleb Martin hit some huge threes down the stretch in that fourth quarter. Just even throughout the game, getting some quality buckets, bro. He had a nice silky reverse at the rim, bro. I'm impressed with the way that the Miami Heat are playing, bro. This is the first 8 seed in NBA history, I believe it's NBA history, to ever make the conference finals. And they're proving why they deserve to be here, bro. This team is a ragtag group of people, bro. I'm not even going to cap. They have 7 undrafted players, and 4 of them play huge minutes in this playoffs for them. Like I said, Strus, Gabe Vincent, they combined for 60 points, bro. And these are players that other teams overlooked. Gabe Vincent has been a great at controlling the pace for Miami at points throughout this playoffs. Tonight, you saw that as well, just a little bit, because Jimmy Butler was more so doing that. Kyle Lowry took on that responsibility as well in this game. And then also they had a lot of guys, just controlling the ball tonight. And it really impressed me with how well they were able to, get looks off of, movements and cuts and things of that nature in that second half. Because in the first half, they ended up with 11 turnovers, which turned into 19 Boston points. Absolutely flipped it around in that second half. My calculations was 3, maybe even 4 turnovers for the entire second half. So beautiful cleanup job by the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra in that regard. But then for the Boston Celtics, man, like I just can't believe they let this game get away the way that they did. Miami Heat, they got real hot in the third quarter, but guys like Tatum, just get the ball wasn't finding him. That's not really an excuse. If you're going to be the superstar player, Jaylen Brown too, he don't get a pass. They both really didn't shoot well, although Tatum shot over 50% and he was 100% from the line, 11 of 11. He has to get better shots throughout the course of the game. In Game 7 against Philly, those were all rhythm shots. Like I said in my last video, it could have been detrimental to them coming into this game, Miami being so rested. And we kind of saw that down the stretch. Miami was not, giving up. In the fourth quarter, they both were being very, very aggressive, fighting for loose balls. The hustle plays were there for both sides, but Miami just had that punch late down the stretch, bro, that Boston just couldn't counter. And then for whatever reason, Jason Tatum was playing hella off ball in that fourth quarter. Like I said, him and Brown combined for just 10, maybe even 12 points in the fourth, because he wanted to play. They had him playing so much off ball, setting screens and whatnot. He should be the point, bro. They were down, I want to say 11, maybe even 9 points going into the fourth. Jason Tatum not having the ball in his hands really threw a wrench in the momentum for the Boston Celtics, especially when you consider how productive he's been in the fourth quarter throughout the playoffs. Yeah, he's had a couple games where it's like, where the hell is Tatum? But he came alive late in that he came alive late in that Philly series in the fourth quarter when you really needed a guy to step up and get the buckets. Jaylen Brown can do the same thing as well. We saw that throughout the course of his playoffs and throughout the course of their careers. These are guys that can step up, but in this game, for whatever reason, the ball wasn't finding them. So they have to be better in that regard. I know Joe Mazzulla is a decent enough coach to realize the mistake that they made down the stretch, where I believe Brogdon and Brogdon and White had the ball in their hands way too much, as opposed to Tatum or Jaylen Brown. It just has to be better. Coming into this game, the Miami Heat, in this playoff run, when games are decided by 4 points or less, the Miami Heat were 3-0 coming into this game. Boston Celtics 0-3 coincidentally. 4-0 for Miami now, and 0-4 for Boston. When games are decided, when they are that crunch time type games, when it's those games decided by 5 or less points, this Miami Heat team is built for that, bro. The grittiness, the leadership of Jimmy Butler. This dude is a true playoff player. I'm gonna keep saying that shit, bro. He can take off on a whole nother level in the playoffs. It's crazy. It's like a LeBron James thing where he, the younger LeBron James, where he locks in and goes to a completely different level in the playoffs. That's what Jimmy Butler has shown us this year. I ain't even gonna cap, bro. I know I'm rusty as hell at this shit. It's all over the place. Give me time, you know, just to get back into my rhythm with this, you know, making these videos, bro. I'm telling you, if you take so many days away from it, it takes a couple days to get back into your groove. So the next video, dropping tomorrow, regarding the game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, LA versus Denver, I will definitely be better at it. But you know, you know, it's just a lot going on right now, bro. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos. I still want to have that basketball banter with y'all, so you know, go ahead and comment down below. I appreciate y'all tuning in though, bro. This has been Reese the Sideliner. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.